economy of European member states.
Thank you very much, Gilbert Doctorow, for joining us today and sharing your expertise as Russian affairs expert. Now we have a breaking news following the confirmation by Iran, Israel and United States on the ceasefire. German Chancellor Merz has posted on X welcomes Trump's call for sequential ceasefire. On X, he also said that appealed to both Iran, Israel to follow this call. He has also said that we'll discuss how to stabilize situation on sidelines of NATO summit. Meanwhile, Israeli forces struck residential buildings in northern Iran's Gilan province earlier today, killing 9 people, according to the deputy governor speaking to Tasnim News. In response, Iran fired 6 waves of missiles at Israel within just over an hour, killing at least 5 people and injuring 20 more in Beersheba, reports the Jerusalem Post. Rescue teams pulled several people from the rubble as medics treated victims with limb injuries, cuts, and trauma. Now we have guests joining us for this discussion. Ali M. Abushbak, he's an independent Palestinian researcher, live from Cairo, Egypt. Thank you, Ali, for joining us today. Welcome to NewsX World. How is Trump's unilateral ceasefire announcement being received in the Arab world? Is it seen as premature or as a power move without backing?
Thank you, Osama, for having me. I think the news today morning is surprising, and it's a good news that announcing about the ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Despite that, Arakshi, that the foreign minister of Iran, he confirmed on his social media that they are going through the ceasefire, but also he mentioned that they can't trust America as a mediator between Iran and Israel. And he mentioned that he discussed the ceasefire between Iran and Israel with his friend and the country friend, which means that they discussed it the day before yesterday with Russia, or yesterday with Russia and with China. Also today morning, despite the ceasefire has been applied, Iran media news, they release a news that at the last moment of the ceasefire have been applied, there is one of nuclear scientist has been targeted, Muhammad Rida. I guess the situation is going to come in the region and in the area. Also, I guess both of sides, Israel and Iran, has been going through the several of casualties and destroyed. Yesterday night, I was talking to one of my friends. He's from Iran. As you know that since the beginning of the wave of escalation or the conflict between Iran and Israel, the internet service is distributed in Iran and stopped, and rarely you can communicate with anyone from Iran. So he mentioned that there is a several of destruction in Iran and several of destroyed building in Iran. And he mentioned that the government has this airstrike deeply impacted the government and Islamic Revolutionary Guard, as well as in Israel. The same things we have witnessed several of footage and videos that released from people or civilian journalism in Israel, and we have seen that the level and the size of destruction in Tel Aviv as well as Akka, Jaffa, and yesterday Be'er Saba. So we are witnessing a good moment that they are going to apply the ceasefire, and there is a negotiation. There is a discussion about going back to negotiation table between America and Israel. So I guess this is a good news also.
And Ali, in Egypt, where you are, and also across the Arab world, are the UN, Europe, Russia, or Turkey seen as neutral players or as strategically tilted towards one side, and can they maybe mediate further negotiations between or coordinate ceasefire between the two countries?
You mean between Russia, between Iran and Israel, or between Iran and America?
Pardon, I wasn't clear about that. So between Iran and between Iran and US.
I guess it's too early to talk about. And I mean, you are talking about negotiation, about the nuclear negotiation. It's too early to talk about it. That's the most important things now. We are talking about the war to stop the conflict between Iran and Israel, but also, in my opinion, that Iran is not going to trust any Western country, and it's not going to trust America. Despite that, until and unless Russia, it will not be in the frame. After also, especially after the American targeting the nuclear function in Iran, and after American giving the green light to Israel to attack Iran last week. I guess these things, it will not happen until and unless to figure out it. This is in my opinion. Now there is a trust issue between Iran and Western country, and Iran and America.
And
I guess Turkey will not be. Yeah.
Oh, please, you continue.
Yeah. Also.
Okay.
Okay. I guess Turkey will not be one of the major player in these things, because especially Turkey has no power, and Turkey has no rule in the area. Maybe Russia would be, or China would be one of the significant part, as we have seen in the previous time. This is what I do believe.
And do you, now looking at the regions, other regions in around Arab world, do you expect groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and bordering Israel to respond militarily or symbolically in light of the continued strikes, or are they waiting to see if this ceasefire holds?
If you repeat the question again, please. I couldn't hear you properly.
Yes. So my question is that, do you expect groups like Hezbollah, who have been clashing with Israeli forces often, will they respond militarily or symbolically in light of the continued strikes? Yeah.
I guess Hezbollah and Israel and Iran's proxy in the area got diminished during this 2 years of war, especially Gaza, Iran, Gaza, Lebanon, and after the fuel, or the Bashar al-Assad had been filled from Syria, the major or the crucial base for Iran in the area, it was Syria. And after the regime has been collapsed and destroyed, I guess Iran has a new plan to think about its proxy in the area. Hezbollah, I guess, diminished, and we have witnessed during this previous wave of escalation, there is no one statement from Hezbollah's leader. I guess now Hezbollah has no role in the area. Ansarullah al-Houthi, they show many times to their ability to respond, but also we didn't see any response from Ansarullah al-Houthi, because they know that according to one of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, he mentioned that their proxy, they asked them to join and participate in this wave of violence and conflict, but Iran consider it as their duty, or they consider it as their responsibility to respond to Israel's attack on Iran. So Iran has a new plan about its proxy, As I mentioned, that Hamas diminished in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon diminished. Syria has a new regime, and this new regime is not supporting Iran. And it seems that going through normalization, the relation with Israel has a no issue. And
Ali,
we have witnessed, yeah.
Ali, I'll have to cut you off, sorry, in the middle.